Hi there guys, today we're gonna be showing you how to speed up your Windows 11 computer. This is a concoction of every available tip and working method that we cooked for your Windows 11 to squeeze up every bit of performance out of it. And we are not using any third-party programs to achieve this. All it's gonna take is your Windows 11 machine and a few minutes of your time. So without further ado, let's get started. Step number 1. Power option. Power option is a setting that gives you the ability to customize your computer's power usage, which directly influence your computer's performance. Let me explain. But before that, go to your start menu and search choose a power plan. Open it and you will see this window. Within you will see these three power plans: Power Saver, Balanced and High Performance. With Power Saver, you can limit your computer's performance to the least bit by allowing it to only consume the lowest amount of energy possible, ideal for situations that prioritize battery life. Then there is a balanced approach which constrains energy limit to the lowest when running basic tasks and allows significantly more energy to run demanding tasks. To optimize your system for the best possible performance, you should allow it to use the high performance power plan, which favors performance above all. Your computer will run any tasks in the best way possible. Don't worry, your system resources will not always consume more energy. You're only allowing it to use the fullest potential of your hardware to run a task as good as it can whenever it needs. So go ahead and choose the high performance power plan from here. If you didn't see it, click on the show additional power plan that will reveal the plan if it's hidden. Step number 2. System cleanup. Cleaning up your Windows 11 system drive can hugely increase the performance. A system drive should be at least 20% free. Anywhere above this level of storage consumption will have a negative impact on your system performance. So let's go ahead and clean up your Windows 11 and make sure that it stays that way. Go to your start menu, click on the settings gear icon. From settings window, go to system, then storage. Where you will find the cleanup recommendations option, click on it. Now click this see advanced options hyperlink, then click refresh, which will run a quick scan that will detect even the most recent junk files. Now select each and every category of junk files from here except the downloads. If you select the downloads category for cleaning, it will delete the files in your default download folder. If you are okay with it, feel free to select the downloads as well. Anything else here are nothing but pure junk. So don't worry and hit the remove files button, confirm your choice by hitting continue. In some case, it will take more time than usual to complete the cleaning process, so wait if you have to. And you have permanently deleted all those junk files. But wait, we haven't done yet. As you keep using your system, new junk files will be created and accumulate on your system drive over time, which will put you in the same spot where you have to do this all over again. But you don't have to. You can just automate the whole process by enabling the storage sense and tweaking up some settings. Go back to storage section and just above the cleanup recommendations, you will see this option called storage sense. Enable it. Now go to storage sense and you will see these advanced settings to customize the cleaning behavior. Choose as you like from here. For the first option, run storage sense, it is asking how often do you want the storage sense to clean up your system drive. You can change the default option and choose something like every day or every week. Now for the second option, delete files in my recycle bin, it asks how often do you want the storage sense to automatically delete the files in your recycle bin. I would set that to 14 days, you can choose whatever you prefer. Now for the third and final option, delete files in my downloads folder, they're asking how often do you want the storage sense to automatically delete your downloads from the downloads folder. If you are the kind of person who keeps a lot of important files in your downloads, then maybe leave it at the default option, never. Or you can select any period of intervals from here, again it's individual preference. Step number 3. Startup apps. Startup apps or startup programs are the selected programs that run when your Windows starts. Any computer with a significant number of programs installed will experience slow boot times and serious performance impact, because some of them will always run in the background whether you use them or not. From the moment you start up your PC to the moment you turn it off, they will continue leeching on your precious system resources until you make them stop. By disabling any unwanted startup programs will result in faster boot time and much better system performance. So let's go ahead and disable any unwanted or rarely useful startup programs. Go to your start menu, click on the settings gear icon. From settings window, go to apps and click on startup. That will show you every app or programs which runs automatically in the background every time you start your PC. So look through the list, and when you find an unwanted program, just toggle the switch to off position, which will prevent it from starting up when Windows does. Please note that this change will only happen when you restart your PC, but I only recommend doing that upon the completion of all the steps. Now go ahead and do this to every other unwanted startup program, and once you do, there is one more thing you can do to limit the background process even further: the Microsoft apps. Similar to those unwanted apps that we just disabled, there are some Microsoft apps that always runs in the background whether you use them or not. I made a list of these Microsoft apps that I don't use that often or at all. It is a personal choice, so if you are someone who uses it regularly, feel free to skip the part. If you found them unwanted or rarely useful just like me, follow along and I will show you how to disable or restrict these apps from background access. From settings window, just like we did before, go to the installed apps. Now find those apps that I just mentioned. You can either use the search box or find them manually. And once you did, click the three-dot menu besides the particular app and click on the advanced option. Now under the section background apps permissions, choose the option never. Now go back to the installed apps and repeat the same process for every other app on the list. Or you can do it only to those Microsoft apps that you feel are unwanted or rarely useful. Step number 4. Unwanted services. Services are similar to startup programs in Windows. They start when Windows does and they use your precious system resources. And there are two kinds of it. One is Microsoft services, which what makes your Windows function, and therefore you should not mess with it. Then there is services from third-party apps and programs, which also runs in the background forever, similar to an unwanted startup program that we just dealt with in the previous step. So in this step, we are going to disable every unwanted services from your Windows 11 to further improve its performance. So go to your Start button, right-click on it and choose Run. Now type in msconfig to the Run box and click OK. That will open up the Microsoft System configuration. Now from here, go to the Services tab, and the first thing you should do before touching anything else is to enable this option called Hide All Microsoft Services, which will prevent us from disabling any of those essential Microsoft services accidentally. Even after we hit them, there will still be some important services from your hardware manufacturers, like the services from Intel, AMD and Nvidia. I don't recommend disabling those services unless you know what you're doing. If you didn't follow the steps correctly, there is a high chance that you will brick your system, so proceed with caution. Scroll through and look for any unwanted services associated with the apps or programs you have installed. When you find one, simply uncheck it. Continue this until you disable every other services associated with those unwanted or rarely useful apps and programs. Once you're done, you can click Apply, then OK, which will close the Microsoft System Configuration tool, and it might ask you to restart your PC to apply those new changes. In that case, click on the Exit Without Restart option. Don't worry, you can do that later. Step number 5. Unwanted apps. Over the course of years, we have installed many different apps or programs to our computer. Programs you have installed for single-time use, programs you have installed just to try it on, and apps you have installed for just the sake of fun. Without you even realizing, all these programs will add up to a significant number and will start negatively affecting your system performance. So let's go ahead and find and uninstall every unwanted or rarely useful apps and programs. So go to your Start menu, click on the Settings gear icon, go to the Apps section and click on the Installed Apps, which will reveal every app or program installed in your computer. Go through them and look for any unwanted apps and programs, and once you've found, click on the three-dot menu besides the particular app, click Uninstall and Uninstall again to confirm your choice, which will remove it from your computer. If it's a program you have installed outside of Microsoft Store, you will see a basic uninstallation wizard, so follow the on-screen instructions and complete the removal of the program. Now do this to each and every unwanted or rarely useful apps or programs and continue the process until you remove them all. Step number 6. Game Mode. As the name suggests, Game Mode feature is intended for Windows 11 gaming users, which does things like preventing Windows updates, sending restart notifications, reducing system resources for background process, and much more while you game. If you are a non-gamer, disabling this setting can actually make a difference. It is the easiest thing to do. Just go to your Start menu, click on the Settings icon, from Settings go to Gaming, now click on the Game Mode and toggle the switch to off position. And that's all you have to do to disable the game mode on Windows 11. Step number 7. Notifications. It may be hard to believe, but Windows notifications can actually impact performance. So with this step, we are going to disable any notifications you actually should not bother. So go to your start menu, click on the settings icon, from settings choose system and go to notifications. Now scroll all the way down, click on the additional settings and disable the following options. Suggest ways to get most out of Windows option and get tips and suggestion when using Windows option. Now just above the additional settings, you'll find the startup app notifications. So go ahead and disable that as well. Now scroll through the list of apps and programs and disable notifications for program which you don't want notifications from. And once you have completed, you can just close the window. Step number 8. System settings. In this step, we are going to disable a bunch of unwanted Windows 11 system settings to further optimize your system performance. So go to your start menu, click on the settings icon. From settings, go to privacy and security. Now click on general settings and disable the following settings. Let apps show me personalized ads by using my advertising ID. Let websites show me locally relevant content by accessing my language list. Let Windows improve start and search result by tracking app launches. And show me suggested content in the settings app. Now go back to privacy and security and this time go to diagnostics and feedback settings. Now disable the option send optional diagnostic data under the diagnostic data section. Now go to improve inking and typing section and disable the option send optional inking and typing diagnostic data to Microsoft. Now go to tailored experiences section and disable the option let Microsoft use your diagnostic data to enhance your product experiences with personalized tips, ads and recommendations. Step number 9. Optimize drives. Defragmenting and optimizing drives are a process that reorganizes data on a hard drive or trim an SSD to improve its performance. And for SSDs, even its longevity. There is a common myth that doing this to an SSD will decrease its lifespan. Defragmenting an SSD is indeed unnecessary, but a necessity for a hard drive's optimal performance. So let's go ahead and optimize your drive to improve their performance and as a result, your overall system performance. Go to your start menu and search defrag. Now click on the defragment and optimize drives option, which will bring you to this window. From here, select your hard drive or SSD and click the analyze button, which will check if the drive needs optimization or defragmentation. And when it finishes analyzing the drive, it will say this much percentage of files are fragmented if it's a hard drive, and if it's an SSD, it will say it needs optimization. So click the optimize button by selecting the drive that needs optimization or defragmentation. The process of optimizing an SSD can be completed near instantaneously, while hard drives will take a long time, depending on their size, level of storage occupied, and how fragmented the files are. I recommend you to do this to any drive that needs it, no matter how long it takes. Don't worry, you can close the window, it will perform the optimization in the background. Step number 10. Visual effects. Other than the aesthetics and creative design choice, visual effects and animations are the thing that makes your Windows 11 GUI beautiful. But at the cost of what? Performance. The visual effects takes up your valuable system resource, and today we are going to disable them all one by one. I don't recommend doing this if you are on a high-end machine, but if performance matter at all costs, this step is created for you. So go to your start button, right click on it and choose run, which will open the run box. Now type in sysdm.cpl, click OK and you will be greeted with this small window. From here, go to the advanced tab and click on the settings button under the performance section. Now from the performance option window, choose the option adjust for best performance. As you can see, choosing that option has unchecked all the system animations and visual effects. If you want, you can enable one or two of these, which you can't leave without. Once you made your choice, click apply and Windows will disable all these visual effects on your system. If you change your mind, you can always go back and do the step in reverse order, which will enable them back again. Now there is one more thing you can do. Go to your start menu, click on settings, go to accessibility and click on visual effects. Disable the option transparency effects, which will remove the slight transparency from your Windows UI elements. Now disable the animation effects option as well, which completes our goal here to disable Windows 11 visual effects and animation to relieve that considerable amount of system resources that can be used for other needful tasks. Doing this will definitely make your Windows 11 light and perform even better. Now restart your PC. Some of those changes will only take effect after we do a proper system restart. Additionally, I recommend you to perform a virus scan using your built-in Windows Defender, or you can perform a rootkit scan by using a third-party antivirus if you feel the threats are more intense. You can also watch this video if you need assistance with the complete virus or malware removal from Windows. So that's how you can speed up your Windows 11 performance. Leave a like if you do, share with your friends if you found the video helpful, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to receive more useful topics like this. This is your host Amal Rafiq. See you soon with another one.